Smokey Noki says, I don't like the snobbery at Hermes, though I've experienced that at some Chanel boutiques as well. Yeah, but Hermes is a tad bit higher in their snobbery than Chanel usually is. But it all depends, you know, you just might meet the wrong person working there and then it's all a mess. Yeah, Jack says Hermes is about hierarchy. It never feels positive in their stores. I have the same impression, honestly. I don't want to like throw shade at Hermes for no reason. But yeah, Helen also says, yes, Hermes is very classic heavy. Robert asks, do you wear Gabrielle, the perfume? Very rarely. Very, 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 very rarely. It's really not really for me. Brandon asks, is Hermes uptight? Um, I would say yes. Yes, I would say yes, and not just in the attitude in the shops, whatever, but it's also in the design, the objects. It's, I mean, I do have a couple of things from Hermes, you know, but it's always like it's so funny. The pieces that I have from Hermes, if I really think about it, it, it um, they're always slightly rounded. They're more organic in their shape. I don't like their really edgy, sharp cut. You know, the Birkin, the Kelly, they all have those like really sharp edges, corners. Everything's very like cutting and heavy, and it's just I really I don't like it. It's too boxy, you know, bad way. But they're chains that are rounded, that are more organic. Those they flow better for me, and those I love. But I don't know. It does feel uptight to me. Yeah, it does. And also the way that you have to behave when, or how you automatically start behaving when you have a Birkin, when you're, there's nothing. I know that the people that are fans of it think that it's very nonchalant and it's the epitome of style. But I get why somebody would think that, but to me, it goes with a whole silhouette of posture, of combination of what shoes you're going to wear with that, what sort of pants, what sort of like looking like you're cool and you didn't put any effort into what you're wearing, you know what I, but then that's already too much effort. That's to me already heavy, you know. I i don't know what to tell you. Good, it tells me the connection is good now. Great. Robert says good night. Good night, guys. It's getting pretty late in France. All right, olfactive stories. Sleep well. Um, the Chanel designs are so much prettier than Hermes designs, in my opinion. I think the formula changes too a lot of Chanel makeup. Might be because some ingredients are banned, but Chanel always discontinues good formulas and good items that are popular. You know why they do that? Then they rebrand them slightly, bring them out again with slight alterations and up the prices. It's their way of kind of keeping up with the markets and just upping their price. They can't just like really up the price of a product because we, the consumer, when we find a beauty product that we love, we just keep repurchasing it. But they can't just up the prices so much higher every year. So, but they can if they repackage, rebrand that product and change it. Then they can say it's a new product, and then they just deliver it to the market with a new initial price. You know what I mean? Is Hermes Continental Europe uptight too? Only been to Stockholm. I mean, it's not about where you go, if in America, in Europe, or Asia. It's about the aesthetic of it, you know, because they have this, just like every brand, they have their own language, their own aesthetical language. So all of the shops have a certain type of style. It's a recognizable style, you know, their style DNA. And you see it in the furniture and how stuff is portrayed in their windows. And it's always, dare I say, anal, you know, everything is, you know, like also their scarves, how they're tight on the sides and then they're like hung in the windows. Everything is symmetric, perfect. There's no millimeter, nothing is off. And I don't like that. To me, it's too, when I observe Hermes or when I enter Hermes, I feel like from me being like this, I go like this. I stiffen up. I start behaving like the puppets in their windows. Like I start behaving, my body language becomes cramped like the aesthetic of their windows. It's it's a psychological thing. I can't help it. That's my reaction to Hermes. So Hermes is chunky, heavy. Yeah, I mean, um, I love the shape of the Kelly. Emilio says it's more légère with the strap. Yeah, Kelly does have the strap. The Birkin doesn't, but I hope Schiaparelli brings back the fragrances. Well, that all depends on their team, you know. Emilio says Gautier did it for her. Well, Gautier did a great job at Hermes, by the way. That's when Gautier was at Hermes is when I bought the Kelly choker. They discontinued it really soon after that. It was for sale only for a short period of time. And it was very kind of sexualized because it's like very fetishy, you know, just it's the lock of the Kelly, but as a choker. I love it. I wear it from time to time. That's kind of a cool piece, but they don't sell it anymore. MK says people tend to be way too impressed by sales associates or the atmosphere in boutiques. They have to realize that sales associates are just random people like me and you, and many of them don't even care about luxury stuff. Smokinoki says, oh, I loved Gautier. Robert says, Dacob, do you know if ANTAEUS is going to get discontinued? I cannot really find it except for testers, at least in Russia. Do you see it often in Chanel boutiques nowadays? ANTAEUS is in production. ANTAEUS is still in production, and the only issue is since the lockdown, and that happened that shall not be named. It went so production was stopped, interrupted. So they're having a little bit of issues stocking up again, I think, in some areas of the world, but it's still in production. It's not being discontinued. It's just a little bit sold out, which is a good thing for them. I guess they're making more money. I constantly see ANTAEUS on the Baltic Sea ferries tax-free stores. Chanel discontinues everything that's good or changes the formula. MK says, for me, no offense, but Hermes craftsmanship, I am talking about leather goods, is head and shoulder above Chanel. Chanel's design are more fun though. Yes, MK. Hermes, I guess, produces also less, and they have that opportunity to also check quality more. Chanel is really mass producing stuff. So it's kind of difficult to find really good quality in their leather goods nowadays. You have to know where to look. And you got to buy those pieces that are not mass produced. And those are going to be the pieces that are less popular, right? So if you go more towards the classics, the more unknown classics, usually those are made in France, smaller quantities. You see that there's more attention to quality there. Also for the leather. And those mass produced bags, the leather smells like plastic nowadays. The the sales associates is a good point, MK. You know, you feel you can feel if the sales associate is in the wrong mood or if they're with the wrong attitude. Like you feel like, oh, you don't want to ask questions or nothing. You know, just watching a video the other day. Trisha Paytas, shout out to Trisha, are you there? I don't think she doesn't even know we exist. That doesn't matter. We know she exists because she makes it very clear to us that she exists over and over again. But anyway, the video that I randomly watched because it was Chanel related, she went to Chanel and she explained in her video, she's like, she was afraid to ask for a price. She was scared at Chanel to ask the sales associates how much a bag costs. And as she continues in the video, so much so was she afraid that she ended up spending almost $50,000 buying 4 bags without knowing how much they cost until she came to the cash register and was asked to pay. Because her theory is, but this is more America, I guess in LA is very superficial. This is like, she says if you ask the sales associate how much something costs, then they kind of snob you. Then they look at you like you can't afford it or what? Like, how much does this cost? And then they go, oh, I don't know, let me look. Let's just be very clear about this. If a sales associate gives me that attitude, I tell them, please drop that attitude. I don't need it. You don't need it. I don't need, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's silly, it's superficial, it's useless, it's senseless. You're not going to make me buy more by making me feel like shit for asking how much something costs. None of your business why I want to know how much it costs. Tell me how much it costs. Because at the end of the day, you're here trying to sell a product to me. What are you going to sell it for if not for a price? So if we're going to come into some sort of um, exchange of services in terms of you give me the bag, I give you the money, part of that is me giving you the money. And if I'm going to give you the money, I need to know how much money I need to give you. Now, I do not believe in that theory of if you need to know how much it costs, then you can't afford it anyway. No, that is not true. And again, let's quote Coco herself when she said, be careful, that's not luxury. Luxury is not the opposite of poverty. Luxury is the opposite of vulgarity. So, don't be scared. Like Trisha said, she was scared to ask at Chanel the price of a bag. Don't be scared to ask for the price of anything. And quite frankly, it's none of the sales associate's business what the reasoning behind your question is. It's a simple question. It's not an offensive question. You did not offend anybody by asking how much something costs. Just answer my question without attitude. Thank you. Simple as that. And if you give me attitude, I'll tell it to your face. Drop the attitude. You don't want to drop the attitude? Can I please work with another sales associate? Thank you. Smokey Noki says, I have no problem asking for a price. Life is too short to care about bullshit like that. 99% of people out there have a budget. Give me a break. True. Patrick. Hi, Dacob. Hi, Patrick. I don't know if this was already asked, but I just got here. Do you know if there will be a 100-year anniversary Chanel No. 5 Parfum? I really hope so. I keep asking the beauty boutique where I usually do my purchases, and they still do not know. However, there will be a whole new updated range of bath products. But I would tell you this. For whoever is thinking of purchasing Chanel No. 5, hold your horses. I would save my money because next year is the 100th anniversary. So I would wait until they announce whatever new bottles or if they have some special edition, and then I would purchase. But if you're running low on Chanel No. 5, Eau de Parfum, Parfum, Eau de Toilette, whatever, if you purchase now a new full bottle, you're going to be like, oh darn, because they're going to probably come out with something new pretty soon. And they're going to announce it also pretty soon. So I would save my money. I would wait till they announce if there's going to be some new. I'm sure they're going to create some crazy expensive big crystal bottle pure perfume version of it for like 40,000. Great. But I do not know if they're going to also have a 15 milliliter, 7.5 mil pure perfume special edition. I kept telling them since years, I was like, hey, the 100th anniversary is coming. Can you please like send my note to the marketing team or whatever? You know, I always say that in the beauty boutique, and I'm like, please, please, please give them a tip in the creative team. Like if they could bring back the first bottle of Chanel No. 5, the little kind of flask, the alcoholic flask. Would love to have it as a, you know, kind of like to celebrate the 100th anniversary, to bring it back as a limited edition. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I would wish, that would be my dream, to have the first bottle design brought back for the 100th anniversary. But we never know, you know. And then again, this situation that we're going through with the lockdown and blah, 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 they have changed their strategy a lot since then. So maybe they did have plans, but they changed them. So who knows? Who knows what they're going to bring out at the end of the day? Amelia asks, what happened to the Les Exclusives bath range though? So they were supposed to launch the bath range of some of their products, but that was also deleted because of the situation we're in, and no clue if it's going to be brought back or not. MK says, tell her, just be yourself and you will be treated fairly. Is her the sales associate or the person in the shop? the customer. Both of them should be themselves. I mean, the essay should be themselves and the client should be themselves, you know? I mean, it's. Uh-huh. MK says, I see. Sorry, I scrolled up now. That's crazy. She's the client. She has the right to ask anything she needs. I think it's her who has a problem, not the sales associate. We do interact way differently in Paris. Yes, but she is in LA, and you know, Los Angeles is very different from Paris. Um, Although I have to say, Paris can be very, very, very judgmental. Now, MK, you probably enter a Parisian boutique and you speak French with them, and you're on the same level with them. And I imagine an American tourist entering a French boutique. Of course, they're gonna judge you. I mean, that's what the French are best at, being snobs and arrogant. But we love them for that. I mean, they invented the snobbery of it all, and if you know, you got to know how to deal with it. And if you can deal with it, it becomes it's not bad anymore because there's respect there, you know. But if somebody doesn't know how to react in a situation like that, that can cause frustration. It can make you feel very self-confident, like self-conscious, not self-confident, self-conscious. So you know what I mean? Brandon says it's not illegal to ask a price. No, of course it's not illegal. Nobody says it's illegal to ask a price. But I don't want to have that feeling like you're looking down at me because I want to know how much something goes. Because at the end of the day, let me tell you, because I could go on a rant for hours and hours, but what's the practical solution to this dilemma? A practical solution to this dilemma can be, and this is something I do, it's one of the tactics I have. I would turn it into a joke. That's a trick that I do. And it's a trick that alleviates the situation because I don't want to offend the person, lady or gentleman working there. If I feel that they're like kind of scanning me or whatever, I first try to flatten out the tension by saying something like, let me see, what's the example? Like, okay, let's see, this little Chucky ball here. Let's say this is a really expensive luxury product. Look, if we put Chucky on here, look, he's hiding amongst the pumpkins. Now we don't know where he is. Is he a pumpkin or is he a Chucky? Anyway, sorry. Back to the expensive Chucky ball, Mad Ball. Okay, so Chucky, I love this object. I'm in an expensive luxury boutique and there's no price tag on him, right? But I want to know how much he costs. And so I would be, let's say, how would I react? Like I would make a joke about it. I would talk to the sales associate and say, hey, oh, wow, this is so cute. Wow, you guys really have some great objects here. Oh my gosh. I hope the head doesn't cost as much as a kidney. Ha ha ha, head, kidney, whatever. You know, it's just stupid jokes like that. And then you make them laugh. If you make a person laugh, their guard is down immediately. That's the sign. When you make them laugh, yes, of course there's the fake giggle, but you know the difference between an authentic laugh. If you make a person laugh, their guard is down. When their guard is down, that's when you attack. You know, if they laugh at whatever silly, stupid joke I say, then while they're laughing, I'm like, no, no, sorry. Yeah, no, but seriously, how much does he cost? And then they're like, oh yeah, I don't know, whatever, 5,000. I'm like, oh wow, okay. And then I would continue with the joke. If it's too expensive for me, I don't get scared at the price, even if it's too high. I would just be like, oh yeah, okay, he really does cost more than a kidney. No, you know what? I'm gonna keep my kidney. You know, whatever. Just make a joke out of it. Make a joke out of it. You make people laugh, and then it all becomes. That's what luxury should be at the end of the day. Of course, the money is important, but you don't have to be afraid of it. You know, even if you don't have it, don't be afraid of it. So what? You don't have it, then it's not a problem because you don't have it. It's a bigger problem if you have a problem. If you know what I mean? If you have the 5K to drop on something and you got to figure out what it is, you know, that's more of an issue than just being like making a joke about it and moving on. Whatever. You'll have the money another day. You know, we shouldn't be so blocked by that concept of fear to ask about a price, fear to be seen by others as if we cannot afford something. Nobody on this planet, not even Elon Musk, can afford everything. There's a limit to what one can afford and what one can achieve, economically speaking, for everybody. Limits vary. Fine. I adapt. There are times I lost most of my gigs due to this whole situation. So less money coming in, okay, we minimize, we adapt, whatever. Then when more jobs come rolling in, more money starts flowing, we adapt again. I mean, human beings are like cockroaches. We will withstand and survive everything. We are so adaptable. You have no clue. We can live on nothing, and we can in a day get used to total luxury, caviar, whatever. And then if the next day it's all gone, we get used to eating, corn out of a can again. And to me, both are fine. Actually, I'm not a big fan of caviar to begin with, so I do prefer the corn in the can. I love corn in a can, you know what I mean? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Um, oh, wow. Amita says, I put number 5 on my mom when she passed. That's so sweet. Oh, that's beautiful, Amita. What a way to go. What a way to go, though. Person that loves you so much, putting on a perfume that that person knows you love too. That's sweet. That's poetry. That's poetry right there. That's a good way to end it, you guys. Pure love. Never forget to never give up on love. See you next Saturday, you spooky little ghouls. We're going to spend some more time together as we count down to Halloween next Saturday. Live stream will begin 3 p.m. LA time, 6 p.m. New York time, midnight EU time, 11 p.m. UK time. So you guys, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for bearing with me throughout this long wake as we count down to Halloween. Let's see what the look is going to be next week and what the topics are going to be. Chucky and Tiffany would also like to say goodbye.
Stephanie, I'm going to poke you in the eye again.
Okay, girl.
I'll be back. I always come back.
Actually, he said it best. I'll be back. I always come back. See you soon, guys. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, wherever in the world you are. Until next week, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Bye.